Alright, today we're going to be talking about the new event quest that just released today called Congalala Cravings, where if you didn't guess it, we're fighting a Congalala, and this is a pretty cool one because we'll be gathering drool shrooms that you can use as an additional ingredient when cooking on the barbecue grill. Now, you don't really have to farm this one up, because obviously next week the gathering hub is coming out and there's a whole canteen there, so we don't need to really gather that many food items, but this is literally just for all of you who want drool shrooms to cook on the barbecue grill, so you don't need to go out your way anymore. We do have a canteen coming that will supply meals. So to get access to this quest, you need to be hunter rank at 9 or higher, which means you need to be in high rank and have finished the whole campaign. Once you've hit hunter rank 9, you'll just come over to Element and talk to the quest counter, post/join quest, and head down to event quest. Here you're going to see 2 event quests. You've got Congalala Cravings, which is the quest we're talking about today, and Like a Fire Hidden by Sand, where if you're looking for a guide for that quest, we have one on the channel. So you can just go over to Congalala Cravings and we can take a look at the requirements. So we have 50 minutes to complete the quest. We're going to be heading to the Scarlet Forest. So the quest appeared on the 26th of March and will be leaving on the 1st of April. Just be prepared that you only have a week to actually farm this quest if need be. If we take a look at the quest rewards, you can see that we get the usual Congalala high rank monster parts, which is pretty awesome, including that shiny beast gem. We then have the drool shroom and the deli shroom, which is great because that means we get low and high versions of the food skills. We get a bit of eastern honey, which I know a few players will love. Wild seed oil is pretty good, and the truffle du conga is also very good. I'll go into more detail with that later. We also get advanced armor spheres and mystery orb sword and mystery orb armor, which are just level 1 decorations. Now we take a look at the Congalala. You can see for special attacks, it can be poison, paralysis, and blast blight, so you want to be making sure you've got some null berries and some antidotes as well. Then when it comes to weapons, it seems like pretty much every weapon is fine. Severing, blunt, and ammo types are completely all the same, so bring whatever weapon you like if you're trying to be efficient. Then when it comes to elements, every element is very viable against the Congalala. The Congalala doesn't have a single resistance, however it does take more damage to the head if you use a fire weapon, so I'd advise bringing a fire weapon if you can target the head reliably. If you can't, then just bring whatever you like, it really does not matter. If we take a look at effective status effects, we can then see that poison, sleep paralysis, blast bite, stun, and exhaust all work very efficiently against the Congalala, so if you are planning to bring some status effects, that is totally fine as well. Effective items, the Sonic Bomb is the only item that doesn't really affect the Congalala, so flash pods work perfectly fine if you're trying to create that window of opportunity to do more damage and also just stun the monster. Then you've got shock traps and pitfall traps if you want to capture 2, or just literally just trap the monster to do more damage. It's totally up to you how you use your items. Now again, I do want to quickly remind you to bring some null berries and some antidotes for the poison, and also for the blight. There is one more item that I would recommend bringing as well, and that is deodorant. You want to make sure you bring a deodorant with you during this fight, because the monster will cover you in stench, which gives you a debuff that stops you from using your items, which means you can't heal if you take too much damage, so you want to make sure you have deodorant with you. Unfortunately, if you are a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you don't know what this is, and you're just out of luck on that one, but for every other player, feel free to take some deodorants and make sure you're fighting the Congalala perfectly fine if you are farming it. The next tip as well is to start at Pop-Up Camp 7 if you want to be more efficient. Obviously, you can just do this from the base camp too, it really doesn't matter, but if you start at Pop-Up Camp 7, it means you're going to be to the monster quicker, so if you are farming for the drool shrooms, then you can just quickly get to the monster way faster. Then we have the next tip, which is to look out for truffle du conga. This is a very good finishing touch meal resource, because you can see that you get the gatherer meal skill, which is then going to increase the number of resources per gather of like bones and other gatherable items. So it's a very, very good item to find. So if you are farming the Congalala, keep an eye out for truffle du congas, and you even get this as a reward finishing the quest as well. So good luck with getting those. We already know the weakness of the monster being fire if you can hit the head reliably, so make sure you're actually gearing up your palico to help you with the fight. Give me some status effect weapons if you want to, or even an elemental weapon, it's totally up to you. Just make sure your palico is geared out to actually help you with this hunt. The more help you have, the better it is, especially if you're using your palico. If you're not going to use your palico, you're probably playing multiplayer, so feel free to use SOS flares, because then you're going to find more of the AI that join you, and then eventually that will swap into the actual real players too. So that is totally up to you if that's how you want to go with it. But anyway guys, I hope you have a very good time hunting down the Congalala and you get all the items you actually want before the end of next week. If this video did help you, then please click the like button below and subscribe. I am absolutely loving these event quests and covering them, So I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you again in the next one.